Hi everyone, this is Dave from Dandy App, maker of My Fitness DJ. I wanted to give you this example of a little class. It's about a half hour. The theme is Believe, but so there's a Apple Music playlist that is linked right here. And I'm not going to have any music that's being broadcast over any of the transmission channels, so I can stay legal. However, I would love for you to use the Apple Music link for the Apple Music playlist so that you can listen along as we go. So you may just want to pause, download that, and then once you have it, you can start back. And I will start the playlist. Now you're going to notice to your right, there is a screen that shows all the countdown timers, all the zones that we're working on. Everything that you need to know will be on that screen. And you can also sync your play with it. You can sync your music with it as well. So I am ready to press play. And we have started our first track. So as we move through today's profile, I'm going to be asking for work in 4 different levels: green, yellow, orange, and red. When you see green, it's always easy, recovery, no big deal. Anytime you see yellow, it is moderate. It's kind of a big deal, but not terribly difficult. Then orange is tough or hard. It's kind of a big deal, but not all out. Then when you see red, that means I'm asking for all out, whatever you can give at the moment. So right now, I just want you to kind of roll your legs out, roll your shoulders out, let everything feel good. You can maybe experiment with your resistance. You want to feel the road under you. You want to be on an imaginary bike, not an imaginary airplane. You want to be feeling your connection to the road. And now at this point, I'm going to ask for an effort that is moderate. So the color is yellow. You can kind of feel that as the colors get warmer, your work gets hotter. And today's profile is about Believe. And I even have my Believe bag that I brought for us to notice from time to time. I'm not preachy at all about this. I really don't even care what you believe in, because I probably won't believe it the way you believe it. But I do think that believing in something is kind of important. So as we start this work, I'm going to ask for you maybe just to think about one thing that you do believe in. So like, for instance, I believe that hard work is a really good idea. So for about 30 seconds, I'm going to ask for you to crank that resistance up, or crank up your energy, or crank up your passion. And even in the middle of this warm-up, I want you to give an effort that you would consider to be tough. And we have about 12 more seconds. And then I love it when this happens. When you're working really hard, and then the very next thing you get is green. I believe that's really sweet. If you can notice the ticker tape here, you can see that the very next zone is red. It's going to be a best effort. In your warm-up, I know that it probably won't be your standard best, but in your warm-up, give me now your very best. So almost certainly you have geared up. Almost certainly you have passioned up. Almost certainly, even early on in this ride, you're giving a little more than you planned. I believe in you. I believe that in 7 seconds, you will have accomplished something amazing early on, and pull back. So again, roll your shoulders. Now, take your time to warm up. We're going to move quickly into this zone test track, testing your best. So you're going to have a chance to move to whatever your best work is, and then back to a rest. And we're going to do that 3 times. It's going to be fairly quick. I do recommend solid gear, no out of control stuff. But whatever it is for you, in about 15 seconds, I'm going to ask for that first red. So certainly using gear, feel the connection to the road, and then give your effort. That is a test of your best. Number 1, begin. So this first one is a little more than 30 seconds. I know you can give an effort that is amazing. I know that it is worth it to give an effort. That is amazing. Because what do you believe in? I believe you can do something for 7 seconds more. You may pull back. What am I supposed to do? At least pull back and recover just a little bit. Now again, I know we're early in the ride. You may still be in the process of warming up. That's fine. But wherever you are, however you are, in about 7 seconds, I want that second red, the second test. Test your best now. Always using the gear. So crazy out of control RPM, not a good idea. Always in control. What do you believe? What do you believe? 3. Pull back. I believe that the sprint shifter is a great invention. I believe that in 25 seconds, there's going to be one more red. 15 seconds. So again, check out my belief bag. Lots of things can go in it. Think about something that you want to pull out of the belief bag. Number 3. So see what you can give. Early on in the ride, see what you can give. If you have the ability to see your watts, that's fantastic. Try to push that watt number high. If you're just gauging your own work, push that gauge high. About 12 seconds more. What do you believe? What do you believe? And pull back. Nice. So I'm going to allow the full fade outs and a little bit of time in between so that if you're listening to the Apple Music playlist, you probably will not have to adjust it at all. But if you do need to, remember, just take a look at the timer, make sure your timer matches, everything will be on. Spot on. This is a zone spike. First spike to yellow. So remember, your moderate work is not a big deal, but you are working. And this one's about 1 minute. We have about 50 seconds left. So I try to use descriptions of how you should feel when you work. And a moderate level is simply moderate work. You know that you're doing it, but not a really big deal. You have to believe. You have to believe. So 25 seconds. So even if you don't want to believe right now, I'm going to ask you to suspend your disbelief just for a few minutes, just for a few tracks, just for a few beats of sweat, just for a few beats of your heart. Moderate work is so comfortable, so manageable, and that first moderate spike is so over. So you can see in about 12 seconds, there's another zone coming. This one is orange. It is tough. Not all out, but really tough. With me? Good. Go. So this is about a 70-second effort. So in my face-to-face classes, I always say, go ahead, stare at that timer. Will it to go a little faster. Maybe with your mind, you can make that timer go faster. The thing that I don't want you to do is use your mind to cheat yourself. Stay focused on a tough effort. I believe. What do you believe? Inside my belief bag are all kinds of amazing things. Mine don't match yours. And they don't need to. If you tried on everything in my belief bag, it probably wouldn't fit you. But it fits me. It makes these next 15 seconds of tough work possible. Now just look at the ticker tape. You see that we're going to finish this orange. We're going to have a little green, and then we're going to move into that final red of this track. So take now your green. You can kick back. You can even set up and roll your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Maybe take a deep drink. In 10 seconds, I want a red effort. Make yourself proud, or make me proud, or make Olivia Newton-John proud. Let's go. Nothing can stand in your way. So when you crank up your work, when you crank up your gear, when you crank up your passion, I'm telling you, there is no limit to where you can go. There is no limit to who you can be. There's no limit to the things you can do. 10 seconds. I know it's tough. And by the way, I know this is a tough time. I know. But in spite of that fact, I believe that green is very sweet. So this next track, I'm going to ask you to maybe turn up your speed a little bit. Never out of control, but you can be slightly lesser on the gear and a little higher on the speed. So it just so happens that we're going to do yellow to red, yellow to red, yellow to red 3 times. I'm going to ask you in yellow to think in terms of maybe kind of being in the pack. Maybe just riding along at, say, 70, 80 RPM. Enjoying that. About 40 seconds. But you know you can go on. Life is more than that. Whatever you're leaning on, lean into it. Because in 13 seconds, I'm going to ask for a much quicker pace. Maybe a little more gear, but certainly more speed. You've been asked to take the lead. What do you believe? What do you believe? Do you believe you can fly? If you're at feet to the beat, you're at a triple digit push. About 101 on the cadence scale. 10 seconds on the second scale. 1 of 3, back off. Bring it back to a yellow effort. Now please make sure you have gear. You should feel the road. You should be pushing the bike, not the bike wheel pushing you. Who is in control of this ride? You are. Who is in control of what you believe? You are. Who is in control of the zone that's going to happen in 7 seconds? Shall we? Number 2 of 3. Hit it. Never out of control. If I could see you, I don't want to see you bobbing up and down in the saddle. Always in control. You can be in control at quick paces. I promise. I believe it. I know it. 5 seconds. Now, short one, pull back. It's a low ride. You're in the pack. You did so well the first 2 times. They want you quickly. They want you back quickly. Now, begin. 3rd time. Light it up. Always in control, but you can really challenge your RPM. This is setting that RPM threshold. If you're using the Best Safe Surge protocol, 7 seconds. Keep it. Keep it. You may pull back. Nice. So speaking of nice, how about a 7-minute track? And speaking of nice, how about another zone spike track? So now you know how it works. A spike to yellow, back to green. A spike to orange, back to green. A spike to red, back to green. So it felt to me fairly impossible to put together a playlist on Believe without my Believe bag and without the one and only Miss Cher. popping in. First up is just moderate. Begin. It's about 90 seconds. So I've asked it a few times, what do you believe? Do you believe? Maybe it's time that you start formulating some of those answers. So I don't believe that every indoor cycling experience has to be some threshold over the top, better than ever before kind of thing. But I also don't believe that it has to be void of that every time. I think there can be those places in the middle, the places where your body and your mind and maybe the rest of those parts of you that have no name come together. And then you start asking those questions. What's important? What matters? What do I believe? And again, I promise you, I don't have your answers. And I'm going to go one further. I'm going to say that probably no one else has your answers. About 20 seconds remaining. Moderate effort. So just look at the ticker tape. You see what's coming. I'm useless with the ticker tape. 10 seconds, and you get to pull down. Beautiful. Now just pull back. Again, safely, you can gear back a little bit, roll your shoulders perhaps. It's a short break, but right back into it. Here we go. Zone orange. Yikes. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That is a long zone. But guess what? 2 pieces of good news. It's worth it. You can do it. I promise. I promise. It's worth it. And you can do it. Now be honest with yourself at this point. You can see we have 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Be honest. Is this a tough effort? Because if it's not a tough effort, and if you're like sitting around, then you're just cheating yourself. I want you to work hard. I want you to have a great experience, but I can't climb through this digital platform to see how hard you're working, but you know. So don't cheat yourself. Less than 2 minutes. Keep it. Now you can certainly do a little standing climb. If your feet to the beat, you're at a solid 70. Or maybe a little over 70. These long zones, maybe a little longer than you imagine. A little longer than you imagine in orange. Probably somewhere in the 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s or 2000s or 2010, someone said, oh yeah, Cher's career is really not going to be so long. 70 seconds. What can you do? You probably got some sweat happening about now. Delicate beads of sweat dripping down your delicate face. Well, guess what? 2 more truths. You're stronger than you imagine. You are less delicate than you have been told. Keep it. 43 seconds. What do you believe? Who do you believe in? Why do you believe? What is your belief going to bring you? 30 seconds. I believe you can do this. I believe that my belief bag is stuffed with the things that I need. I believe that when I need it, I can reach in. There'll be some nugget of truth. There'll be some information. There'll be some memory. There'll be some kind word or deed that comes to me. Pull back. 30 seconds. I believe we are so much stronger than we imagine. I believe that we are so much less delicate than we have been told. I believe that the truth of the countdown timer is that in 5 seconds you need to go red. With me? Do it. Standing climb would be great. Seated climb would be fine. Crazy, out of control sprinting is a bad idea. But you can keep your best work going in and out of the saddle. You can figure out what your best is, and then you can believe your best. 25 seconds. What do you believe? That part is not right. I need you. You need me. You know, it's one of those realities. And we figured out how to be with each other in a new way. Pull back. 45 seconds to pull back. You know, I said earlier, I realize this is a tough time, and I don't mean to minimize that. But I believe that in spite of, when we can, we keep going. And I know that a lot of you just keep going. So in about 15 seconds, we're going to move on to this next track. And hard for me to believe, we're coming into the final 2 tracks. This next track is a Best Safe Surge protocol. If you have an app that can gauge this Best Safe Surge protocol, you are magic. The left coach emoji guides your gear. The right coach emoji guides your speed. It will bring you to the place that will set you free, is what I believe. First one in 13 seconds. This is the only track that the title does not have believe in it, but everything else has believe in it. So I want you to work your coach emojis. Find a gear that is very challenging. And then find a cadence that is very challenging. Best Safe Surge. I believe junk food tastes so good because it's bad for you. I believe your parents did the best job they knew how to do. I know sometimes that's not really true, but when you can, believe it. This first one, 25 seconds, Best Safe Surge. The system gauges your thresholds, and this is not supposed to be easy. This is supposed to make you question whether or not you can, but I believe you can. In 5, pull back. So the Best Safe Surge protocol is meant to challenge you like nothing else, because it's an RPM threshold and it's a power threshold. It brings out the magic. You have to believe in magic. I believe in the Best Safe Surge protocol. Number 2 of 3. Are you with me? Gear first, challenging gear first, and then threshold speed second. Begin. The second one's short. What you give is what you get in return. What are you giving? Are you giving a gear threshold that you're proud of? And then are you giving an RPM threshold that you are proud of? 15 seconds. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. I know it's not easy, but I'm with you. I'm with you. Green. Coming into the last one, it's about 1 minute. Kipling, the last lines of If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more. You'll be a woman or man, my daughter or son. 60 seconds. Got it? Show me. Fill that unforgiving minute with, let's say 68 seconds worth of distance running. Because it is so worth it. So much stronger than we imagine. So much less delicate than we have been told. 45 seconds. Come on. What are you giving? What you give is what you get. 35 seconds. You can count down. Stare at it if you want. Try to make it go faster. Holy cow. It asks a lot, but we have a lot. That's true of this system. That's true of this amazing thing we call our world. 10 seconds. And pull back, final track. How can it be? It's a short ride. Do it 5 times if you want. From here, final track. Tough build, best effort, recover. 3 times. Feet to the beat, 65. Like a metronome. Ooh. So I think I'm allowed to sing, right? Believer. Believe. 10 seconds. Orange to red. Will you? Seated or standing? Will you? Show me. Orange effort. This leads into, it builds. It's hotter. It's stronger. It's better. 1 of 3. Orange to red. Believer. What do you believe? Where can you go today? And who will you bring with you? Come on, you can do this. Just 10 seconds. Yes, you may pull back. So look at the ticker tape. We're so close to being done. 2 more. Build in orange, explode in red. Your spirit, who you are, is tough. 10 seconds, it's best. You with me? I know you are. Show me. Oh, now, red. What is your best? If you're questioning whether or not this is your best, I promise you it's not your best. If it's your best, you know it. 15 seconds. Oh, so worth it. So best. You may pull back. One more chance. So you can do this. Just one more. I now pronounce you warmed up and ready to hit this for real. The blood. Orange. Will you? Will you join me? Whatever you need. There. Can you give me more gear? Can you give me more strength? Can you turn up your passion? Can you hone in on your purpose? You now are done. So maybe it's now that you're warmed up. And maybe you just back up and press play again. If you need a 5-hour workout, then enjoy 9 more times. Something tells me that if you work and give your best when your best is asked for, It's pretty amazing at the things you can do in 30 minutes. What do you believe in? I kind of like this idea. First, start by defining the things you don't believe. Sometimes it's better to, like the great sculptors say, that they just cut away what is not part of their masterpiece. And by the way, we're done. You can back off. You can have pretty close to zero resistance. You can just pedal. I believe in babies and love and puppies and moms and dads and just parents in general. Giving to the ones that went before us. Sometimes in the way of thanks, giving to those who go after us with strength and determination and resources and compassion and support. So I hope you've enjoyed this ride. I hope you worked hard. I hope you are left with maybe some sweat and maybe a smile. Maybe you want to adopt my belief bag that you just have handy from time to time. And at the times when your spirit is down, or when your mind is sad, or when your face just can't find a smile, you reach in and there it is. I realize that you can't change the world with your mind, but it's pretty amazing at the world inside your mind that you can change. So that's what I leave you with. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.